Let me be honest, Madam Secretary. I find your testimony incredibly astounding. You sat here for 3 hours listening to all kinds of problems, listening to all kinds of perceptions, listening to all kinds of data that the system is broken. According to your testimony, nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing. Everybody is all, everything is happy. I'm so proud. If somebody of my constituents is sitting here who's had waited 3 years for a claim adjustment and heard your statement, they would throw up. Many have committed suicide while waiting for your bureaucracy to give them a response, and they don't see one. And the respect that we have, that you show for us, is absolutely astounding. We said 3 hours worth of stuff. Not one thing did you ever mention. Not one thing did you ever respond to. Not one thing did you ever say either, Congressman, you're wrong, or Congressman, you're right. You went through with your standard thing as if you didn't sit here for 3 hours. What the hell were you here for? You hear things. You respond to things. You didn't. And if you look to me, if you want to know what the answer is here, if everything is fine, nobody's going to fix anything. And that's what your testimony said. Everything is fine. Oh, we have all these different, we had all these new Vietnam era claims. Well, tell us that you had 250,000, you need more resources to do it. Don't use it as an excuse that you couldn't do your job. You have not done your job, Madam Secretary. We gave you 12,000 new employees over the last few years. The backlog has doubled. The error rate has gone up to 25%. And you say everybody is doing their job to a high level. You have 98 metrics. My constituent has one metric. Have you given him a timely and accurate answer? And you haven't. You haven't. And you haven't explained why. And if you're at the top, and if you're responsible, as you just said you were, are you responsible for the fact that we had a doubling of the claims, that we've put this incredible number of new personnel in, that our error rate is up to 25,000? You didn't answer what I said I was going to ask you. A simple little error had occurred in your temporary disability, whatever it's called. They asked for you to put on the next date for a review hearing. A year and a half later, that has not been done. Are you responsible for that? Are you responsible for not answering how we save $1 billion potentially? Who deserves a merit pay increase for that? Who deserves a bonus for that? How come that we haven't put on the next appointment date on the electronic records for the people who have temporary ratings of 100%, I guess? A year and a half. Why don't we have why don't we have that? Is that your fault, Ms. Hickey? I'm glad. Thank me for the question first. Yeah.
In the system that would drop the date out of the...
Oh, you know, I said to you when you were sitting there, don't give me an impersonal responsibility. A glitch occurred. Oh, there was this glitch on the shelf that occurred, and you haven't fixed it in a year and a half. If it was so simple, Ms. Hickey, why haven't you fixed it? It will be fixed. This is January 2011, it was noted.
Congressman, it was fixed on the 30th of June.
On what?
The 30th of June.
That's a year and a half. Why did it take so long?
Congressman Filner, we did not know that it was a computer glitch. We were retraining everyone to make sure they filled in the date. They were filling in the date.
A year and a half, and you didn't know it. So you deserve high ranking for your leadership for that. Who's responsible for it? Don't tell me about a glitch. Who didn't do their job? Who? Is it you?
Congressman Filner, I've been in this job for 1 year.
Oh, now it's going to be because you weren't there. So everything starts when you arrived. So everybody should actually redo their disability claim because you arrived a year later.
In fact, Congressman, in this case, if I can clarify for the rest of the committee, the 100% temporary disability claims are actually advantageous to the veteran when we don't redo them.
So now you're telling me it took you a year and a half because it was so advantageous to the veteran. It's also advantageous to give them their check the minute that their claim arises. Why haven't you done that? You have an answer for everything except personal responsibility. Who is responsible?
Congressman Filner, I've already said I am
or the glitch occurred. Who is responsible?
I am.
Okay, then why should we give you any kind of merit or even a continuation of your position if you were responsible for these failures?
Because we have developed a plan, and that plan is a very good and very solid plan.
Do we have the plan?
We have incorporated the great ideas.
Do we have the plan?
We do have a plan.
Do we have the plan?
Sir, I have delivered that plan to the House Veteran Affairs Committee staff. I'm happy to deliver it to anyone else in here who would like.
Has anybody received this plan? We're into it, what, a year and a half? How many years are we into it? Has anybody received this plan?
We had a briefing with Undersecretary Hickey on the plan. It was some slides and a PowerPoint presentation, but I'm not sure if we specifically have anything that says this is the plan.
There is no plan, Ms. Hickey. There is no transformation. It's a fossil formation. It is the same arguments, the same ideas, the same failures that we've been looking at. I have been here for 20 years looking at the same damn thing. And you just started, so you're doing the same damn thing again. We don't have a plan. We have 40 initiatives. There is no focus. There is no measure. There is no continuity. There's no evaluation. There's no plan. You just put out 40 things. And we're doing the same 40 things we've done before. We're just doing them, I don't know, more rigorously. You pay $10 million for scanning advice. How much is it going to cost us to scan everything that you asked for that you paid for?
Congressman Filner, I'd like to answer your first question that you asked, or statement that you made, and clarify that I have a difference of opinion, and that is we do not have the same plan. We are not retreading old things. We are fundamentally changing the way we do business. Give me one thing that we're fundamentally doing different. Fundamentally changing it, all focused on how we deliver better. Give me an example.
If I'm a veteran, I come in with a claim, what has changed?
What has changed is that your claim will now be handled in a paperless environment. Your claim will now be done in a...
That's not true, and you know it. You just went through pilots that they're doing it in a few places. Where is it paperless?
I'd be happy to talk to you about a specific
example. Talk me now.
I will do that, sir. So let me talk to you about rules-based processing.
And how long does it take, this new paperless process?
We have completed in the pilots these claims in about 120 days.
Oh, now it's a pilot.
Ranking member, I think the general has the right to answer. I think we should keep in mind here.
She's giving us baloney.
This is an Air Force general who was in our first class of female warriors.
Everything is fine, according to her.
I think she should be allowed to finish her answer.
If she was a general and gave the commander-in-chief such a report, she'd be fired. I'll yield back.
The chair will remind the committee, let's let the witness answer the questions once the question is asked. Mr. Michaud.